Countdown continues with all you need to know.
News 10 has learned of funeral services planned for one of 3 teens killed in a Friday afternoon car crash. All teens were students at North Central High School. That's where we find News 10's Abby Kirk this morning. Abby.
Aaliyah, friends, family, and the community who knew these 3 teens continue to grieve this morning. It's a small town. People say this is a small town. Everyone knows each other. And for this reason, this heartbreaking news truly is hard. Now, late last night, we learned that services for 16-year-old Kegan Innan will be held at Holmes Memorial Chapel on Friday. Services get underway at 11 in the morning. Visitation will be on Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. Burial will be at West Lawn Cemetery in Farmersburg. Contributions may be made to the First Financial Bank for his sister's college fund. The school held a vigil yesterday afternoon so families and friends could take a minute to remember these young lives lost. Friends and family shared stories and memories of the 3 victims. And of course, we will let you know about funeral services for the other 2 victims, Thomas Jarosik and Tyson Boyle, as soon as we get that information. For now, live reporting in Sullivan County, I'm Abby Kirk, News 10.
New this morning, a house was destroyed by a late night fire. It happened around 11:30 last night. This is at 1615 Poplar Street in Terre Haute. Fire crews found the structure fully engulfed. Our photojournalist tells us it appears the home was vacant. No injuries were reported and a cause has not been determined. A new law taking effect in Illinois tomorrow aims to protect pets left in dangerous weather conditions and allows police to take temporary custody of dogs or cats. That's if they're exposed to weather conditions that could cause injury or death. Clark County Sheriff Bill Brown tells us under the new law enforcement can go onto a property to seize an animal without a warrant. Police would then have to get the animal to a vet and notify the pet's owner as soon as possible. Sheriff Brown notes that just because an animal is outside does not necessarily mean it's being neglected. He says each call will be handled on a case-by-case basis. This year's Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign came up about $25,000 short of its goal, but you can still help. All funds raised help provide emergency services to families in the Wabash Valley all year long. End of the year donations can be made through January. We've linked you on how to do that at WTHI-TV.com. Once again this year, the Vigo County Parks Department wants to make use of your old live Christmas trees. You can leave them at Hawthorne Park. The Parks Department plans to repurpose them for wildlife habitats. They're taking trees until next Sunday. Before dropping off your tree, make sure to take off any lights, ornaments, or other decorations. And Colts fans have reason to be happy this New Year's Eve morning. Indianapolis advances to the playoffs with a 33-17 win in Tennessee. The Colts are just the 3rd team in the Super Bowl era to make the playoffs after starting 1-5. Indy will face the Texans next week in the first round of the postseason.
And now here's your Storm Team 10 out the door fastcast. We're starting this last day of 2018 with widespread showers out there. So far at the studio, we've picked up just a little more than a ½ inch of rain, and rain continues to fall north of I-70 in many places, coming in rather heavy. As we get later into the day, more widespread rain will move through the area. Many of you seeing between 1 to 2 inches of new rainfall over the course of the day. We're in the low 40s this morning, enough of a breeze to make it feel like it's in the mid-30s in most places, but today will be relatively mild as temperatures get into the low 50s. 53 today, widespread showers, warm and windy. Out of the south, 10 to 15, gusting at times to 35. There is a wind advisory that will go into effect for Knox, Daviess, Martin, and Greene County. That starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. It will last until midnight. In some places, wind could gust up to 45. If you're celebrating tonight, we're down to 35. The rain slows down, still quite windy. Out of the west, 10 to 20. Gusting at times to 35. And tomorrow, 39, cloudy and colder with a chance of drizzle. 6:58 Indiana time. Here is your morning weather buzz. The warmest New Year's Day on record for this area. 60 degrees, 65 degrees, or 70 degrees.
What is B, 65 degrees?
That would be correct. It happened in 1952. Our coldest New Year's Day was 2 degrees. That happened this year.
Wow.
And if you think back, we had a stretch of like 24 days. It started right after Christmas last year and lasted all the way until the beginning of the year where temperatures did not get above freezing. It was a nasty cold snap.
I remember that.
We will not start 2019 the way we started 2018. In fact, temperatures at or above normal 39 tomorrow for your first day of the new year. A 10% chance because of some isolated rain, maybe some drizzle. 38 on Wednesday, 41 on Thursday, 43 on Friday. Then as we get into the weekend, temperatures beginning to warm even more. 46 on Saturday and sunshine. That's looking very nice. 48 on Sunday, but clouds begin to move in. So the weather this week, a little bit of all over the place and a lot of folks getting back into their routines for this time of the year. A lot of folks had some time off. Well, if you're getting back to it, we'll at least have some mild weather for the end of the week.
All right, thank you, Eric. And thank you so much for joining us for our last newscast of 2018 for News 10 this morning. Be sure to join us News 10 at midday at 12 Eastern. And as we go to break, here is a live look from Sydney, Australia, where they're about to celebrate the new year at 8 a.m. Eastern.
We'll see you next year.
For the most local news, every newscast, every day, you can depend on News 10. Coverage you can count on.